Hello everyone, my name is Igarca Bomen. I'm from Group 2 Business Communication Class Section B. Today I will discuss about the company narrative presentation, and then we will discuss about the Google as our company. The table of content, the first one we will discuss about the internal narratives, external narrative, key issue, stakeholder, and then the objective. And then the first one we will discuss about the internal narrative. While you are watching this video, you are definitely using your gadget, right? And then Google apps are definitely installed in your device. You may use Google to find information, and then this show that Google is useful in everyone's daily life. Google is an American multinational technology company that specializes in internet-related products and services. In addition, Google is expected to have a greater impact in the digital era ahead due to technological innovation that continue to develop. Google was discovered by Larry and Sergey when they were working on the campus project, and then Google was officially published on September 1998. During a period rapidly growth, the company introduced a variety of products, including Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Voice, and a web browser called Chrome. They also acquired the video stream platforms like YouTube and then Blogger.com. Recently, there have been efforts to expand into various sectors, for example, like the Nexus for the smartphone, Android for mobile operating system, Pixel for mobile, computer hardware, and then smart speaker like Google Home. However, advertisement revenue generated by search queries remain its biggest revenue driver for Google company, guys. So the next one is, according to the Google official website, Google mission is to manage the word information and make it useful and accessible to everyone, and they have the vision is to provide access to the word information in the one click. People no longer have to wait for the morning or evening news to find out what happened in the given situation. No, no, no. All they have to do is just turn on their computer and then search for any topic they want. And then in addition, Google commitment is to significantly improve the quality of life for as many people as possible. Especially, they always protecting the user data. And then the last but not least, everything has its drawback, including the product and then services that Google provides. And everything that Google provides can help and trouble them, okay? And then curious as to what challenge Google has had in trying to communicate its value over the year. So, okay guys, please stay here because the problem or issue experienced by the Google will be delivered by my friends Alexa on the next slide. So for Alexa, time is yours.
Thank you for the chance, Igar. Hello everyone, my name is Emeralda Agung. From the previous explanation, we know that Google is trying to become a mediator and organizer of information so that it can be universally accessible and useful. While Google is trying to tell its company's value to the public, they cannot avoid how diverse the public have perceptions toward them. Here I provide you the external narratives according to public vote by Statista in 2021. Google ranks second in terms of the most favorable brand behind Amazon, which means not bad. 80% also say that they regularly engage using Google, and 62% say that Google provides what they need. Lastly, around 67% say Google is a likable company. Having such positive perception toward the company is absolutely a valuable thing. However, Google has slightly lower votes when it comes to data privacy, and 69% say that they are brand switcher. Concerning these results, there are several challenges faced by Google. So let's move on to the next slide. To dive deeper into the drawbacks perceived by the public, I have integrated what experts have to say about Google. Google's internal problem has always been the key topic of discussion among experts. Experts believe that some of the factors that disrupt between Google and the users are first the internal problem. According to Wakabayashi in 2021 in the New York Times, many executives are said to leave Google because of its chief executive's leadership style. Such issue makes people worry more about the integrity, commitment, and the work ethics of Google's employees. Second, it becomes more vulnerable when the issue of a breach in Google security arises into the public. According to Cox in 2021 in Vice, dozens of Google's employees are reported abusing their access to the company's tools to access users' private data. Therefore, this led to potential concern, which is no other than consumers' distrust. Imagine having such a good story to tell and being positively perceived by the public, but over time it is disrupted because many problems keep arising. Of course, that would be a disaster. Therefore, let's pay attention to the key issue that Google should immediately consider. So now, I will hand it to Alfiana to go over Google's key issue analysis on the next slides. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Kalexa. I am Alfiana and I'm going to explain what is the key issue from challenges that has been explained on the previous slide. A little bit about Google. In 2018, there was a major scandal regarding Google engineers that discovered a software leakage which led to over 5 million users' data being compromised. Google's also fired many employees between 2018 and 2020 because of misusing their access to the company's tool or data. As you can see in the picture, Google also terminated 26 people in 2019, 18 people in 2018, and 36 employees in 2020. Also, according to Google, 80% of all security-related presumption against employees included mishandling of secret information, such as the transfer of internal-only information to outside parties. Also, 10% of all allegations in 2020 occurred because of misuse of system, which actually can include accessing users' data in violating of Google's own policies. Also helping others to access the data, modifying or even deleting users according to the document. This kind of issue can affect Google's value, which is protecting users' data. This trust issue affects all of Google's users from search engine, Gmail, Google Docs, or even Google Drive. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Despite of this issue, actually Google can have opportunity if Google can comes up with a solution that can solve this data violation. Others also can see that Google can improve their operation integrity, such as giving warnings, trainings, and coachings to their employees, so that Google can appear with more caring image to stakeholders. And of course, after this, Kevin will discuss more about stakeholders.
Thank you for the time. My name is Kevin Gusriandi. In this slide, we are going to talk about the stakeholder. There are two kinds of stakeholder. The first one is internal stakeholder, and the second one is external stakeholder. The internal stakeholder are employees and shareholder. Let's talk about the employees. Due to the security-related issue that have been explained by Alfiana, employees are expecting to increase their ethics to Google, so that there will be no more data leakage by employees. Google can do things like warning, training, or coaching, as previously mentioned, because employees are an important part of a company to carry out business operation system. And the second stakeholder is shareholders. Worry the value of Google's stock could drop due to the trust issue. There is a data leak by Google employees, which makes users have a trust issue with Google. Because of this issue, the value of Google stock might go down. If so, it could be a threat for investors to stay invested in Google. Next is the external stakeholder. The external stakeholder is users. Many users have trust issue on Google. The higher the privacy abuse carried by Google, the user's trust will decrease because almost all user data is in the Google database. With this problem, Google is expecting to monitor their employees more often so that users can put their trust in Google again. The next slide will be discussed about communication objective by Ajeng.
Thank you, Kevin, for the explanation regarding stakeholder analysis. I'm Ajeng, and I would like to summarize what my teammate has explained before and discuss the communication objective. Because of massive technology advancement, Google, a US multinational technology corporation, is projected to have a stronger impact in this digital era. With its huge impact in the internet industry, Google has a mission and commitment being the greatest access of useful information in the world. However, a challenge and issues happen when Google tried to fulfill its commitment. Back in 2018, there was a major scandal regarding software leakage which led to over 5 million users' data being compromised. These challenges and issues lead to the existence of gap between internal and external narrative of Google itself. This gap also affects Google's relationship with stakeholders such as employees, shareholders, and users. Based on the details I have mentioned before, Google has an internal narrative which is being the primary source of useful data. However, Google also has an external narrative that is triggered by its challenge and key issue, which are misuse and leak user data. So therefore, to present Google as a trustable company or open source in providing information to all stakeholders in gaining trust, Google should do a communication objective to bridge the existing divergence. Begin with omitting the communication gap between this narrative, then build users' awareness that there is an increase in the internal integrity. Those employees are expected to improve their ethics to increase their integrity. As a result, employees will no longer be able to leak data. When improving employees' integrity succeed, Google should be raising users' awareness regarding safer data security. As it has done, Google should fix the misjudgment that happened because of the gap between the company divergent narratives. That's all from Group 2. Thank you!